Hello guys, today we will see what is SOH and what is SOC in a real life application. When you see any battery, let's grab my notification bar. So you can see my battery has a 55%. In battery terms, it's going to be SOC 50%, 55%. When you see the maximum capacity in battery health setting, it says that 100% capacity. So what exactly SOH meaning? So SOH is how healthy your battery after some particular given time. Let's say over the period of 1 year, over the period of 2 year, over the period of 3 year. SOC is state of charge. How much charge left out in a battery for a particular charge cycle or discharge cycle. So when you buy a new battery, you will have a 100% SOH, and over the period of time it will start to degrade and it will reach a 80% SOH. Let's say this is after a 3000 cycle. 3000 cycle means you have charged 3000 times and you have discharged 3000 times. So the SOH will go all the way down to 50% or even lesser. So even if your SOH is 80%, you can't use the battery effectively. So let's understand what exactly happening. So when you buy a new battery, let's say it's a day 0. Let me put a day and AH and the resistance and also SOH. On a day 0, your battery has a 100 AH. Let's say it has a 55 milliohm of resistance, internal resistance. I will talk about resistance later. So SOH will be 100%, and on a day 100 it is going to be 98, and the resistance going to be increased by 2 milliohm. Let's say from 55 to 57. SOH going to become a 98%. After 1000th cycle or 1000th day, your AH going to be 90% 90 AH. The resistance going to be around somewhere 65 milliohm. SOH going to be 90%. So from the table you can understand that how I calculated the SOH, how good your battery capable of in terms of storing electrical energy. Electrical energy in batteries, energy is going to be mentioned in AH. So in initial day 0 we have seen 100 AH. On a day 1000 we can only see 90 AH. From that we can say it reduced its capability from 100 AH to 90 AH. Basically, even in a day 0, if you charge a battery to 100% SOC, it will give a 100 AH energy. On a day 1000, the same 100% SOC you are charging, but it will only deliver 90 AH. It reduces the capacity. It's same as a human aging. In early days, you can if you eat a small amount, you can work for a lot of time, like a 100 AH battery. After some 1000 days, your energy going to reduce, even though you are having a same amount of food, like a 90 AH. So battery also degrade over the period of time. But let's understand how exactly it's happening. In initial time, I have mentioned about a resistance. I called as a internal resistance. Internal resistance of the battery. So what exactly internal resistance of the battery I have? So let me draw a battery. Battery has two electrodes, cathode, anode, electrolytes. So what exactly happening when you're charging? So most of the batteries are lithium ion based. So what exactly happening is there will be a lithium ions. So you are applying a electrical current in order to separate a lithium ions, and you will applying a power to separate a lithium ions from a electron. When you complete a charge, you will have lithium ion in one area and electron in another area, another electrode. When you connect any load in this example, we will consider a mobile. You are connecting a mobile across a cell phone. So what will happen is electrons started to flow in this direction. The lithium will go in this direction via electrolyte. So the electrical energy is produced. So over a period of time, during 100% SOC, all the lithium ions are in a positive side, all the electrons on the negative side. Once you start using, the electrons start to accumulate here, and the lithium going to accumulate on another side. So your SOC getting reduced to 90, 80 and all the way to 0%, so that you don't have any electron movement. So basically all the electrons came into this side. So already all the electrons are came into this side. So you don't have a electron to flow through your circuit. So basically you don't have a current left in your battery. So your mobile going to switch off, or any other device which has a battery. So why we started all these things? So internal resistance. So what exactly happening is, so you take out the battery. I told you have a lithium on another side, electron on another side. You are applying electrical energy across the electrode, and you are splitting the lithium into one direction and electron into the another electrode, so that you have a electrical energy. It's like you are pulling a rubber band. So when you pulling the rubber band, you are applying a force. When you releasing it again started to normal position. The same way the battery also happening. The pulling force is electrical energy we applied via charger. When you release it, it will be flowing through the mobile. So that's how the battery cycle is working. So what exactly happening is, I told you there will be electrolyte, and there will be a electrode, and there will be a cathode. So electrode, cathode and electrolyte all are made up of different chemical components. For LFP cell, this is lithium ferro phosphate. So what phosphate is a PO4. So what exactly happening is, during a charge and discharge over the period of time, these electrodes started to react with the lithium ferro phosphate electrolyte. Let me draw it in another color so you can understand it better. So these electrodes got contaminated. Basically it started to react with this lithium ferro phosphate, and it started to form a non-conductive layer. So when you have any non-conductive layer, it will become a increased resistance. It's like you are having a let's say this is a positive, this is a negative, the current is flowing in this direction. If you have a 100% conduction, it will have a less resistance. But in the same way, you are having a poor conductor, it will have a high resistance, and the conductance percentage will be lesser. So over the period of time you will have developing a lower conductance and developing a higher internal resistance. That so let's go to another page. So on a day 0 you have a 100% conduction, let's say 100% conduction. On a day 1000 you will have a 80% conduction. So on a day 0 we will have a 100% conduction. On a day 1000 we will have a, let's say 90% conduction. So what exactly happening we have discussed. So let's draw in a physical form how this is going to affect a battery. We have electrodes on the same. Let me grab another pen. So on a day I squared RT, because V is equal to IR, Ohm's law. This is very Ohm's law. So this is what happening inside your battery. So I hope you got a fair idea of why after a particular cycle like a 10,000 cycle or a 2,000 cycle or a 3,000 cycle, based on your quality of the battery, your battery started to producing a heat over the period of time, and also why your battery can't hold a higher amount of capacity. Now I hope it makes sense.